There's never enough time. You've got about 45 minutes of operational time where we're actually going to do some learning, some teaching. That's what you'll have every week. No more than that. That's in your 2 sessions combined. The rest of that time is out the window. We're talking, getting drinks, start the session up, doing this, doing that. Okay. 45 minutes is all you're going to have to do some time. So you've got to think about that. 15 minutes of catch, pass and carry, 15 minutes on tackle, 15 minutes on the play ball. Jeez. Good. Another 20 minutes if you can push it into your ball work stuff, whatever that might be. Okay. But I just wanted to get those things through to you because I don't care what strategies. People talk to me about principles and tactics, strategies and all the rest of it. You won't have any of it unless they do those things well. Those things aren't there, none of it, everything else, the rest of it just falls to pieces. Now, strategies. As a junior rep coach at division level, guys, what I've done is exactly what I've done for the last 8 years now, I think it is I've really worked on my ball players and players running their lines correctly, they're tackling correctly. I haven't worried about winning games, but I've won games. They've won games. Because I haven't really worried. I haven't devised some game plan to do this, to Brisbane, to do that, to White Bay, to do anything to anybody, except get good dummy half pass, good pass, catch, pass and carry, good tackling, and good ethic. Ethic is the one where they've got to get back, go forward, get back, go forward, get back, go forward, all day long. That's the one that they all forget about. That's not the fancy stuff of the game. It's the hard work of the game. That's what I try to create, mostly at junior level, is to create those things. So my game plans are a little bit different to, say, somebody like Scott. See, Scott does things where he uses shifting corridors, where he shifts the ball from one corridor to another and shifts the ball on. What I work with a little bit more is, I'll do mine first and I'll let Scott have a chat about what he does with his sorts of thought. And this is not to say that I can't use that sort of football, but this is what I prefer to do with the players that I generally have handed to me. So I like to try to get them to discover how to track defence, how to work the defence over to make sure that they've got space. Okay? That doesn't always come with corridor football. Okay? Because corridor football does rely a little bit more on speed, power and quick play the balls. When you work across the field and use the skills of the game that I try to encourage, which is catching and passing, using your feet well and everything else, and talking, communication, I try to put things in different parts of the field, use a game plan where everybody's getting a good chance to impress the selectors up there for Queensland. Everybody's getting a good chance to play their role, do their part. My ball players are getting to learn about what vision is, not in front of them, but what's out to the side of them, what's downfield, 2 or 3 plays ahead. That's where I start to operate at under 16 level. That's the elite level I put into them, okay? Playing, catching and passing, a little bit of vision stuff beyond what's in front of them, downfield stuff, and working the players around the park. But again, as a rep coach, there are other coaches around that use different strategies. Okay, I will use something like Scott's strategies to exit my 20. Play down a corridor, hold 30, hold the track, whichever track it will be, get my kicker to the open side of that track, kick along and lay down the blind. That's my strategy for exit. Nice and easy. 40 and 4 if I don't get their kick. I look for the opportunity. The only other thing I do enforce upon my players, if you see something, go it. If you see something, you see you've got 4 people there, they've got 2, you go for your height, go hard. I don't care if you're on your own 20. You have a go. No sheep station, I don't care if we lose. That game costs us the game. It might be the state championship game. It might be the game that wins the state championship. Personally, it really doesn't matter. Because I'd rather see the guy have a go than say, oh, I can't do that because what will happen down the track is he needs to try to do something and he won't. So encourage him to have a go, then tell him where he went wrong and he did. Explain. One thing we forget about being coaches, fellas, we've got to tell boys a lot where they go wrong. What we've got to do is be positive in the way we give it. We give a lot of negative shit as coaches. We do negative all the time. We've just got to deliver it in a positive way. Nothing better than a pause and a bit of a smile. Well done, boy, that's good. Okay, that's me for a minute, guys. I'll let Scott talk to you about shifting corridors and that sort of play for a little bit, because is there any questions about my sort of play, the way I work things, and strategies? Very short, wasn't it? Okay. Like I said, most stuff we did out there is the most important thing, nothing else, especially at your levels. So the strategies, that's my sort of strategies that I create with attacking play for the reasons I use them, whichever teams they are. So Scott, I'll have you on just for a little bit, guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Adrian. Yeah, guys, I'm very similar to what Adrian is in the way I don't have any fancy plays. I don't encourage guys, don't spend endless hours of minutes of training working on one set play. Okay, just 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work in a game anyway, so don't waste your time on it. Do our short little plays as we've done out there. I generally got 2 or 3, probably 3 patterns of play that I'll give the guys, okay, but I encourage the guys to play what's in front of them. Talking about the corridor football, I like to do a lot of return sets. Most of you would have heard return sets you've played yourself, working over the same player time and time again, trying to create that advantage, get a penalty, get yourself further downfield, okay? Don't be afraid to attack from going out of your exit sets. Too many coaches, I believe, tell the players, put the ball under your wing, let's just bang it up for 4, kick it downfield and be done with it. Opportunities are there if you've got the players, and it all depends on what sort of players you do have within your side. Whether you can do a shift early, create some opportunities out wide from your own exit zone. You could attack from there as well, okay? My philosophy with the corridor football too is once you go to the corridor and you say you go to the left corridor, or middle corridor, or the right corridor, don't get out of that corridor. You stay within that corridor for that full set of 6. You just keep working those same guys over, just doing exactly the same sort of plays you've done out there. You might have 2 or 3 other ruck plays you want to incorporate in it. That's all fine, so long as you keep working that same corridor. Another thing, players are too anxious to score off too many plays. That's probably the toughest thing to try and install in the players' patience. Tell them not to be prepared not to score on that set. Get to your kick downfield, build pressure. Okay? If you work in that same corridor and you kick down that same corridor, who's got to turn and chase to get the ball? The same blokes who's just been doing all the tackling. So they've got to then turn around and hightail it back. If you've got a good kick away, you've got a good kick chase, you've got them under the pump down there straight away in defence. Okay? Defence can be used as an attacking weapon, attacking strategy as well. If you have a very good set of defence, you've got them on the back foot. That's an attacking strategy in my book. You might get the ball back on the 50-metre line instead of the ball back on your own goal line if you've had a great set of defence. Okay, so don't install in the players, this is my belief, install in the players that your defence is an attacking weapon as well. Okay. When I get down to the opposition's 20, I really encourage guys to be running at numbers, not just simple one-out. One-out plays are nothing. Even at any stage of the field, one-out plays are nothing. You've got to come out with 3 and 4 at a time. And as Adrian said, you've got to have those blokes pushing up, looking for the ball, the work ethic, both sides of your ruck. You just don't know whenever you might get an opportunity to attack at any stage. Okay. Anyone got any questions at all? Or has anyone used corridor football before? Played of it, or just have any certain game plans?
Yeah, in terms of corridors, you're just talking about selective positions down the field.
You split your field up into three channels.
Centre, right and left.
Yeah,
okay.
that's right.
Yeah.
You just try and work within that one channel.
Right.
You get to a situation where you're on play 4 or something like that. You want to try and get to the middle of the field at that particular position. You get to the middle of the field. What do you got? You got options. Okay. You got options to do either way. Wherever you've worked over defence previously in those previous 3 or 4 tackles, you've had one good shot at them in a set of 6. You've done your job as far as I'm concerned. There's not many times you get more than one very good chance to have a good shot.